Hi there and welcome to my channel, Sweet Tea and Moonlight. Today I just wanted to go over the Hobonichi 2026 Cousin. This is my very first time ordering one of these. I did use the original A6 size for the second half of 2025, but I really wanted to try out the Cousin. And before I made any marks in it, I thought it would be a good idea to come and just like do a blank flip through, so anybody who's on the fence can just get like a good easy view of what the Hobonichi is, just with nothing inside. So first of all, here is just the plain. It's kind of this like pale yellowy creamy color, nothing on the back, and then of course just the labeling on the front. Opening the Hobonichi, it starts out with just a calendar spread. It's got 2026 large and then 2025 and 2027 on the second page. And then it goes into the yearly spread. And it's broken down where the weekends, I believe, are the gray and the red colors. So you can kind of get a visual, just bird's eye view of the year. I still haven't quite decided how I'm going to use the yearly pages, but I'm glad they're there to have the option to just kind of play around with. Then it jumps straight into the months. It starts in December of 2025, and then it bumps into 2026. One thing I did notice whenever I was just kind of like flipping through this, it also goes into 2027, which is really cool. And it goes a couple months into 2027, which I like, just so that way at the end of the year you can kind of still, like without having to have purchased the next year's one yet, you can kind of get a little glimpse into the next year. But on the monthly calendars, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward, just margins around the edge. Saturdays are gray, Sundays are red, just like in the yearlies. And then that's about it for the monthlies. And then it jumps into the weekly spread. Each day has just a numbered day and then a blank margin. It also circles what days or like what week you're on. As a small note, I actually really like, it's like a small thing, but I really like that it has like 5th week, 6th week, 8th week, like it actually tells you like what week of the year you're on, which is kind of cool. I mean, I just haven't had a planner do that before, so I thought that was kind of neat. But all of these are pretty much the same. Again, I really do like how it circles the week that you're on, so you know exactly where you are visually in the month. And then you have the starting at 5 a.m. and then pretty much going all the way down full 24 hours within the week, or the day-to-day on the weekly spread. And then after that, it's actually perfect, because after that, once it ends, which it ends with, the weeklies end with the first week of 2026, or the last week of 2025, the last week of 2026, and then you get the first couple days of 2027, of course. But then we have a super quick just blank page here, turning the page to a new year. I thought that was cute, just to separate the weeklies into the dailies. And with the dailies, each month in the dailies starts with a single blank page. There's no grid or anything. I mean, there is, but it's like it's mostly just from the other side that you're kind of seeing. So it's just a blank page for the beginning, and then it goes into the actual daily spread. You'll see that you have the month, the day of the week. Also, I think this is the moon phase, which is super cool. And then the day of the year that you're on. You have a kind of miniaturized version of the daily like timeline. you have a chunk of blank or on the side and across the bottom, and then there's like a quote. And then also it does the same thing that the weekly does, where it circles what day you're looking at on the page. And so like on the next day, you see the 2nd and the 3rd, and so it circles the 2nd and the 3rd, which I thought was really cool. Each day also comes with like a little quote, which is really fun. I've been trying not to look at them because like I want to read them as they come each day of the week for 2026. But then other than that, that's pretty much it for the daily spread. Each month is kind of labeled with a different color, as you can see. So it's pretty clear that there's a separation. But of course, each day follows the same spread. And then at the very end, this was something I don't think I realized about the Hobonichi. It transitions into a section of plain graph paper, which I really like. I feel like it's nice to have this for, like you can kind of include a couple of your own creative bullet journal spreads, or if you just want lists or tasks or something. I usually have a like big project lists for both myself and for like our home, or little projects. Like I have that kind of, I've used that in previous bullet journals and planners, so I'll probably do something similar to that here, but I just like the space to have a little creativity to do whatever I want. And then at the end, there are a couple of pre-filled pages where it just is like kind of like guided bullet journal spreads, but they're very, very simple and I really like it. So like this one is kind of meant to be like, what's your ideal recurring schedule for the week? And I really like that. There's like a section like you could do, in theory, you could do like house chores, you could do morning and afternoon. It's just a space for you to think about how you'd like your days to go, or you can use it however you want. There is also a page with just a graph setup for you. It'd be great for tracking something. Also, if you are really particular about like counting the grid paper lines, I think this would be a really helpful page to be like, this many over is the halfway point, if you're into that kind of thing. There is also a favorite sections where you can just write in all of the favorite stuff you did in 2026. So you can like write it in, you can write the date, you can rate it, and then you can circle whether it was a movie, a book, a music, or concert, or album, or a restaurant. Where did you go? Was there an event you went to? So I thought that was kind of a neat space for some memory keeping. This is a list of my 100s. I think it's really neat that they included this. There's a lot of different things you could do. I might do like a bucket list for 2026, or I might even do like goals or something. I haven't decided yet, but again, I just like that it's in here for me. There is a little memory section where you could write down like it has 3 pre-done little sections like great food, fun times, new friends, and then a blank section for you. There is just a little tip section for how to help stay focused. And then there is a tip section for comfortable night's sleep. Love both of those. This is a section titled Words to Remember. Just a place to jot down like memorable phrases or things you've heard. But again, you could use this however you want. There's so many options for just these like pre-done bullet journal spreads. This is the one I'm probably like most excited for. I am really, really wanting to get more consistent with journaling, even if it's just like a 1 line a day memory keeping kind of journaling. So I like that they include this, so that way, like, as you go in, you can check off exactly what you've done. Like, you know, yep, did my journaling for the 3rd. So I love that page so much. I did not know that this was in here whenever I purchased the Cousin, so super helpful. There is a getting the most out of your Hobonichi tips page, which there's also a QR code to their website, which I thought was really cool. Again, just tips and ideas on how to use it. And then we're getting into the end here. There is a section that's like you can track gifts that you've given and received throughout the year, which I think is a really awesome way to like practice gratitude, but then also to think about, I don't know, just kind of like just memory keeping, like, oh my gosh, that was the year that so-and-so gifted me this. Like, I just think that's a really neat idea. There is, of course, a section for a couple app addresses. And then finally, there is a section for your own personal notes. So, you know, the if lost, return this book to page. They have their Hobonichi links and stuff there. But that is it for the Hobonichi Cousin. That is a full flip through of a blank Hobonichi front to back. I hope this was helpful. Honestly, I feel like if you're on the fence about 2026, I know people are pretty much buying their planners right now. I think I can recommend this one. This is my first time with a cousin. I did use the original A6 size for the second half of last year, and I really, really loved it. So I imagine I'm gonna love the cousin just as much. I think it's worth giving it a shot, or at least giving a little A6 one a shot as well. But I hope this was helpful to just see cover to cover everything that the Hobonichi has to offer. Let me know in the comments below what planner you're buying for 2026. Have you decided? Have you already got it? Are you still on the fence, caught between a couple, or you're just gonna use bullet journals? So just let me know. I love to hear what people are using, and I also love getting ideas from people. So that is it for this video. I really hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye.